Shimmy, shimmy, yay, shimmy, yay, shimmy, yaw. Drink, swallow, la, la.
God, I love indie animation, but I wish there were other things to watch besides Glitch and Hell of a Boss. Too bad I'm too lazy and stupid to find indie pilots. Does this sound like you? Hi. I watched every indie pilot in 2025 because you're too lazy and stupid to do that yourself. No, I'm not. But what is a pilot episode? A pilot episode acts as a test run for your show, where you introduce the characters and the world they live in, as well as set the tone and give viewers an expectation of what future episodes will be like. Before we start, there's a few things I gotta go over. 1. This tier list is mainly for fun on my side and also to help actually get this video out there because I'm not sure if this is gonna do well. I really hope it does well. And I hope it also inspires some people to check these out because these are really good. 2. I found 60 pilots and there's still a couple more that will be coming out before 2026. So for the sake of time and not failing college, this will be split into 2 parts and I'll be watching all of these by the date of release and I'll be going through these rather quickly. Starting with number 1, Cameraman. Made by Montana Animations, Cameraman is about Nico, an apathetic cameraman who finds himself in a sticky situation when his city superhero is killed by an evil villain. It's got a fun concept and the voice acting along with the animatic are really nice. This definitely has potential to do some fun bits and quips with the camera, and I think it'd be pretty funny if there was a second secret cameraman filming Nico. Considering that this is only 4 minutes long, I'm surprised by how hooked I am by this already. A tier. Number 2, Outsider Trading. Made by Azfic, it follows an alien named Azfic who acquires humanity. A race that was predicted to be worthless from his shady boss, but he ends up turning it into a profit with illegal interference. There's also this woman that keeps trying to capture him for some reason, but it never works. I really like the changes in animation styles this one has, and it was a nice watch, but I felt like some bits dragged on a bit too much or that the pacing was generally a bit slow. So much so that I didn't feel like rewatching this, unfortunately, but it is still pretty well made. B tier. Number 3, Feral Bonds, made by Snow Blossom. It follows a young unnamed girl who accidentally falls through a puddle and gets sent to a mysterious and hostile planet and has to find a way to get out. It's a nice concept, but I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't have known that she was on a different planet if I didn't read the description. I thought she just got sent to a normal jungle because aside from the weird owl, nothing about the area really conveys that she's in a different world. I think if the environment had some unnatural colors or if we just got to see some more wildlife, it'd help a lot. I also wish that we had a name for the main character, especially since there was already a bit of narration at the beginning, and I don't think she's suffering from memory loss. Other than that, the art's really nice. This one also switches between different styles, but they still stick to 2D. This definitely has potential, and I would really like to see that, but I'm going to put it in C tier. Number 4, Indigo, made by... I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. This is about a young adult named Max, whose name later gets changed to Kepler, living on a spaceship with their 2 caretakers, Jen and Iridio, I think. There's no voice acting in this one, so I hope I guessed that right. Anyways, these 2 teach them how to control their powers for the one-eyed brothers when a mysterious person crashes in and reveals that Kepler isn't the first. It's overall pretty good, the pacing's nice, and the art is very pretty. I like that each character has a different text sound. I do wish that they pulled an underverse and had it spell out as they talked because I initially thought it was part of the background music, but I can also see why they didn't do that since it'd be extra work. This one's apparently getting a reboot or a rework already, and I'm looking forward to see how this will continue. I definitely don't have a favorite character already. God damn! But overall, this is pretty nice. A tier. Number 5, Olive Place Luxury Inn, made by Jared Prince. Olive Place is about Bert and Belle, lowly porters that live and work at the creature-filled hotel. Each day, they run the gauntlet trying to serve the weird and wonderful guests, overcome peculiar challenges, and solve the mysteries that lurk within the doors of Olive Place. But what lies beyond? The pilot switches between this cute 2D art style and puppets, which I think is really neat. Puppets are a rare sight for me in general, so I was very happy to see that. I honestly wouldn't mind if the whole show was done with puppets. I don't have too much to say on this. It's a really well-made pilot. Everything about it is cute and charming, and I'd happily watch more of this. A tier. Number 6, Pretty Pretty Please, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl, made by Kiana Consmith. It's about a girl named Aika who's fallen out of love with her work of being a magical girl, but still gets the job done while attending high school with her new friend Zira. I've been wanting to watch this ever since it came out, and it has not disappointed me. Everything about this is great. The premise, art, voice acting, pacing, and it's funny. It reminds me a lot of 2010's Cartoon Network. I want 50 more episodes of this. S tier. Number 7, Deadstar Saga, made by Brandon Wright. There's no summary of this in the description, and I'm gonna be honest, I myself am not fully sure what this is about either. And I don't want to re-watch it, and I'm gonna say why in a little bit, but I'm gonna summarize this to the best of my ability. It is a sci-fi fantasy about these two rogues that escaped from a different planet. One of them being a clone of the princess and the other being her guard, I think. Now they're in hiding while the guard is training her how to use her powers, and there's also a war going on between two unrelated alien races. I am unfortunately not a big fan of this. The pacing of this is pretty slow after the opening, so much so that this is one of the only pilots where I had to play it at 2x speed to finish it. There definitely could have been some better voice direction or audio mixing here. And there's also an entire scene that I feel like could have been removed as it feels completely irrelevant, or at the very least just chopped by a lot. But other than that, the animation is good, and there's a lot of really good shots here, and it's got some interesting world building too. I feel like with a little bit more polish, this can definitely turn out to be something great, but as it stands now, I am unfortunately gonna put this at C tier. Number 8, Me and My Genie, made by B Draws. It's about a teenage boy named Omar who gets chosen to be the new owner of a magic lamp, with a genie named Rana the Genie. The two become friends, and Omar asks his two other friends, Hamza and Khalil, to help him keep Rana a secret. The pilot is overall good and pretty funny, but I feel like there could have been better audio mixing or editing. The background music is also too loud at times, but the animation is pretty nice. I also don't really understand why Rana needs to be hidden when the lamp has an off button, but I don't really care too much about that if I'm being honest. Overall, it's a good pilot episode that got some laughs out of me, and I would like to see more of this. B tier. Also, this shot creeped me out a lot. I feel like if this was drawn with a more realistic style, it'd be fucking scary, but anyway. Number 9, The Gaslight District, made by Part-Time Seagull and Glitch. Let's get something clear first. Glitch is still indie. Yes, they are popular, but they're not affiliated with a larger company. They still have a limited team, and most if not all of their funding is thanks to their fans buying merch and watching their stuff. And before you say Netflix, Netflix pays for the rights to show the amazing digital circus, but they don't directly fund anything. That is it. Glitch is still indie. Anyways, I love the Gaslight District. It's choppy, grimy, slimy, beautiful. Love it. A little bit too fast at times, but I know the creator has mentioned that complaint was heard and will be fixed, so that is great. S tier. Number 10, Claus Academy, made by Baguette Studios. It is a pilot about holiday-themed characters attending a high school together. This is obviously made by kids, so I kinda debated on whether or not I should put them in, but I did say I'd be ranking every indie pilot from this year, and honestly, this is really cute. I even went ahead to watch the next 2 episodes, and they were pretty nice. If any of the kids who made this are watching this, then please keep at it. You can learn a lot from making stuff like this, and it seems like you're all having fun. This whole pilot reminds me a lot of when I first started digital art on Framecast. Man, simpler times indeed. Anyways, A tier. Number 11, Get Fatter Now, made by Binko. Now, listen. I know the title is weird. I promise it is not a fat fetish pilot episode. But it's actually about 3 dumb aliens living in a small town. No one knows that they're aliens, and neither do they. Wackiness ensues as they kill a man within the first minute of the pilot. This feels like some friends doing bits over a Discord call, but with a budget. And I really like that. It's really silly, and I love the choppy 3D animation as well. I also really like that the characters themselves don't know that they're aliens, despite how obvious it seems. I say it seems because even I didn't clock that. I just assumed that they look like that because silly main characters go. So it worked. And apparently I wasn't the only one who thought that. So yeah, I'm not dumb. I also watched the Christmas special that they released, and it was even better. I still have to watch the second episode, but definitely check out this pilot and this channel. S tier. Number 12, Lost Souls, made by Clover Works. We follow a kid named Clover who remembers nothing but their name and touching a glowing triangle before being sent to a mysterious place, where their soul runs away from them, and as Clover tries to chase it, they run into someone else who also lost their soul. It's only 2 minutes, and it's simple, but I'm invested. I would also like to know about the mysterious glowing Dorito. I actually went out of my way to see if there were more episodes, and unfortunately there isn't. The only nitpick I really have with this is that the dialogue boxes sometimes have too much text in them. For that, I'd say stick to a single font size, and if something's too long, then just split it up. But other than that, this is neat. A tier. Number 13, Spice Frontier, Escape from Veltigar, made by Steamroller Studios. A family-friendly sci-fi adventure about a 6-member crew venturing the galaxy to find ingredients in the hopes of reviving Earth cuisine and bringing aliens together. This is great. I am fucking surprised that this is on YouTube with how high quality everything is. My only complaint is that there isn't another episode yet. S tier. Number 14, Pathfinder, made by Status Alive. A young girl named Leah sets out to find shelter after a devastating war destroyed her home. As she becomes lost in an unknown forest, she meets an unexpected ally, a robot named Pointer. It's a nice premise, but the pilot doesn't convey this well. The names of the characters are never mentioned, and for the first minute or so, we just see this girl wandering alone with a glowing orb. This is 4 minutes long, by the way. There's no indication that a devastating war destroyed her home, but I do like the robot bird and the animation is nice. This seems more like a short film rather than a pilot. In that regard, it's nice, but as a pilot, this unfortunately doesn't do the job. D tier. Number 15, Stormfellers, made by Brooks and Taylor Eggleston. On an island plagued by monstrous storms, the Stormfellers Guild is the last line of defense. But one field medic is starting to feel overworked and underappreciated. The premise is well executed, and overall everything about this is really good, especially the visuals and voice acting. I'm not head over heels for this, but I do like it a lot, and it's very well made, so I hope to see more of it. A tier. Number 16, The Freaks of Laurel Creek, made by Freak Creek. A young adult animated fantasy dramedy that follows 3 dysfunctional teens who must learn to work together and embrace their inner, quote-unquote, freak, as they investigate the mysterious cryptids plaguing their quiet Appalachian town. I'm not really into it. The dialogue is bland and the designs are a bit too simple for a show about magical, quote-unquote, freaks embracing their inner freaks. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the only reason they're really freaks is just because of their powers, and I'm pretty sure that it might be a common thing in this world. But back to the simple character design. If it's intentional, then ignore what I said, but I thought that these two were siblings, so I definitely suggest at least changing one of their hair colors. This is definitely a huge improvement compared to their pilot animatic back in 2017, but I'm going to give this a B tier. Number 17, Grand Guardians, Creation Myth. We follow a scholar, Kira Wolfington, as she narrates the story of the creation of her world. She hopes that unraveling it will lead her to understand her friend Varian better, as he is one of the Guardians. This feels more like a prologue episode rather than a pilot, since it's full of world building and I don't really know what to expect from future episodes. I'm also confused on the whole "this guy is completely forgotten to everyone except for 2 people" when the person narrating this is very clearly writing about him and doesn't seem to be one of those 2 people. This is still well made, and as a prologue episode, it's really good. But as a pilot episode, not as much, unfortunately. B tier. Number 18, Guys Next Door, made by Eric Kaplan. Three normies team up with three government assassins to survive and triumph in the dangerous, wacky world of espionage, biohacking, and global conspiracy while asking the question, what is life about? I love this a lot. Everything about this is great. The comedy, pacing, art style, voice acting, everything, great. I love it. Give me 50 more. S tier. Number 19, Talon, created by Heather Parra. A sci-fi fantasy narrative about a misfit dinosaur named Coda who gets a few friends and some cool powers and has to learn how to use them to find the Guardians. This is insanely well animated. Genuinely, why the fuck is this on YouTube? This is overall a really great pilot. My only gripe with it is, spoilers, Coda being okay with the murderer of his mom being his teacher now. It happens pretty quickly and I don't think it was pulled off very well. But again, really good all around, and I would love to see more of this. I'd put it on S tier, but I'm not a huge dinosaur fan, unfortunately. High A tier. Number 20, Espresstoe Beans, made and published by Tiny Hats for Tiny Cats. In a world where cats are the dominant species and humans are pets, we follow two cats named Tax and Yumi owning a cafe. Peak content. Very cute. Very whimsical. I love it. S tier. Number 21, Plinko and Mark, made by Thrash and Bash. Plinko and Mark revolves around the antics of Plinko and Mark, longtime friends and current roommates that live in an early 90s New York-esque city. The duo's drastically different outlooks and approaches to life lead to plenty of entertaining scenarios. I don't have much to say on this. It's a solid pilot. I love the art. It feels very old Cartoon Network-y and also gives some SpongeBob vibes. And it got some chuckles out of me, so I'm putting this at A tier. Number 22, Vortex, made by Doggo. This one was confusing to watch, so much so that I forgot what it was about and didn't want to rewatch it. The only things I wrote down were good sound design and pretty confused by the plot. But this is made by kids, so it's okay. C tier. Number 23, Rec Room, made by Ziggy. Join Mo and TV in the Rec Room where they do what they want, whenever they want, right in their basement. With the boys, you'll learn how to draw, count, watch some cartoons, and chill out. This felt more like a prolonged trailer than a pilot. Not because it's almost 3 minutes long, but because while it had a fun opening, there was a bit where the TV character was playing some random cartoon, and it lasted for a whole minute. My interest peaked at the start, but it completely lost steam by the end of it. C tier. Number 24, Al the AI, made by Simon Freeze. Al the AI is an office sitcom set in the mysterious world of cyberspace. In a world dominated by AI, the only way to take it down is from the inside. Join Al, the artificial unintelligence, as he is sent deep into cyberspace to disrupt and sabotage the AI world. His first step? Get a job as an AI. It has a charming opening and presence, but it feels pretty slow, especially since a lot of the early bits dragged on a lot. The characters are charming and it's overall good, but I feel like it could be better. B tier. Number 25, Wynella Mooshie, made by Denim Monson. Wynella Mooshie is a fantasy adventure indie animation series about a small mushroom child who is lost. He enlists the help of a beekeeping witch, Wynella, in order to find his missing mushroom family. Together, they must overcome various magical challenges that stand in their way. Very cute, good voice acting, and this pilot's even got a Disney-esque I Want song, which I was not expecting at all, and it was a very nice surprise. It's got a cute premise that was executed pretty well, and it's overall a solid pilot. I hope future episodes have some more songs, that would be really nice. A tier. Number 26, Crazy Kitty, made by Dom Sauce. Gwen gets hired by Kitty and reluctantly embarks on his first mission. I saw this late at night and was exhausted from how many pilots I had binge watched at the time, but this was genuinely really funny to watch. I watched it again the day after to make sure I wasn't tweaking, and it was still really funny. The voice acting and art really adds a lot to the comedy of it. I'm noticing that I kind of favor funny pilots a little bit more. Oops. S tier. Number 27, Wastelandia, uploaded and made by I don't know why this got so much hate on Twitter upon release, because this is really well made. I love the art style, the animation's great, the voice acting's nice too. By the end of it though, I wasn't fully in love with it, unfortunately. My takeaway from this was that this is basically Friends, but if they were 3 chronically online furry college kids. Which isn't an insult. I actually really like Friends. Friends is funny when you don't have a bitch in your ear telling you it's not. Leave my white girl show alone. Fuck off. But yeah, as much as I like this, I don't love it. Like, if I were to see a new episode of this get recommended to me, I wouldn't go, holy shit, I need to kill my dog. I would just go, oh, cool, and put it on my watch later till I get to it. Again, this is really well made, and for that, it gets a solid A tier. I'm realizing now I didn't write the premise for this. Just imagine it's Friends, but if they were 3 chronically online furry college kids. Number 28, Flower's Journey, made by KFO. Now, for this one, I'm not going to tell you the premise of it. Oh, no, because listen to me. I'll admit I was put off by this from the thumbnail alone. I thought this was going to be something akin to Elements of Insanity. If you know, you know. But this is really good. Genuinely, I don't want to say anything on what it's about because I need you, the viewer, to feel the confusion I felt from looking at the thumbnail, followed by just complete flabbergastation. I don't even know if that's a fucking word, and Google Docs hasn't underlined it, so I don't care to check. The visuals and voice acting are really great, and this has such a great opening, and I'm pissed off at how good this is. There was a part in the middle that confused me, but I'm gonna assume it happens later on in the story and we'll understand the context for it some other time. I do kind of feel like it could have been cut out, but whatever. Besides that, the only other complaint I have is that I really wish the models could be altered so it could have a stronger visual identity, like having smaller eyes or some extra lines or visible joints for no reason whatsoever. But overall, I really love this. S tier. And that is where we'll end with part 1. I'll make a part 2 sometime around next month, and I might also make a smaller video before that too, which will be a much more self-indulgent tier list video. So yeah, you're getting 3 tier list videos in a row, baby. But do check out these pilots, and I hope I pronounced everyone's names or channel names correctly. If not, then subscribe and send this to your friends. I also need you to know that while collecting all of these, I came across a pilot with a slur in both the title and thumbnail. I'm not gonna say what it was, but just know it was definitely an S tier in my book. But that will be all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great day or night, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.